Welcome to Alpha Tuesdays with Arch. I'm your host, Supreme Leader. Hope everyone is good. Arch, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. Very happy to have a new, very snazzy intro screen for our stream.
Yep, we can thank LP for that. He's been working on that. It's probably been for like 2 months, basically, just trying to get the Fiverr guys. Never using Fiverr again, Upwork all the way. So, yeah, very interesting. Thanks for that, LP. Like the new intro, bit more snazzy. Before we get in, guys, as per usual, we're just going to go through the disclaimer. This video and its contents do not constitute financial advice and is purely for educational purposes. Members, staff, and employees of Yantra may or may not have exposure to any of the crypto coins, NFTs, friend tech keys, stocks, bonds, commodities, futures options, or any other financial derivatives mentioned. You should always do your own research before making risky financial decisions and follow the mantra of caveat emptor, buyer beware. Excellent. So now that's over. It's been a while since we've done this, guys. We've actually got another stream tonight. That's actually going to be PS5. It's going to be Maggers from Yantra, Mint Sauce from Yantra, and Lego Pizza and myself. We're going to play Helldivers on PS5 tonight, so should be quite interesting, that one. So if we've got a few new people watching, just very quick explanation of Yantra. We are a community of DGens. We are primarily a Web3 gaming guild with large holdings in Web3 games and mainly NFTs and coins. And we also a game studio developing our first flagship title, Camel Drift, which is a digital camel racing simulation. So that's good. And also I'd like to just report that we have submitted to the Blast Big Bang. So we're not going to talk about that this week. We're just going to, everyone here, send out positive vibes into the universe towards Blast. So yeah, hopefully, if you want to tweet at Blast, that'd be great. I might put something in the Discord a little bit later. So that'd be great. Yeah, next week I think Friday is the judging. So next week we'll review and we'll look at Camel Drift a bit further. So that's really we're not gonna touch on it this week. So yeah, just going into the screen share. Also like to announce that thank you to Snecker, who's been working on this for quite some time, but we now have a new website. So go and check that out, guys. www.yantragaming.com. You've got all our socials below. Like, follow, and subscribe. So we've done a few of these streams now, haven't we, Arch? And we've always
Indeed.
kind of focused on our thesis of investing in crypto, and it's always been on gaming and AI. So for anyone who's new, that has not changed. It's still there. And anyone who's watched the other videos and the coins we've discussed, definitely your AI stuff and most of the gaming stuff, you should be up quite nicely. So before we move in, we're just gonna go straight on and play. We're a little bit later streaming today because technical problems or technical issues. There's a new card in parallel. So Arch, this is an Earthen card. Looks like it's being used with the decay strategy on Earthen. What do you think of it?
Yeah, it's interesting design. I haven't played too much with the decay mechanic, but for those of you who don't know, the decay mechanic is essentially when this unit dies, it's I think it gives -1/-1 to the units around it.
Hmm.
So so this is a 4 cost 3/5. It has decay itself, but it says that its own units can't be destroyed by decay. So basically, if you have a bunch of 1/1s, and something with decay dies, then the other creatures you have like can't die from it. So it negates the downside of decay. Uh, the stat line, meaning the attack and health, is not great. Like 3/5 for a 4 is not nothing to write home about. But in some like really big decay strategy, if you were to play this as a one-off card that you could somehow guarantee you draw every game, then it might be really strong. Otherwise, it looks kind of like a maybe a 5 out of 10 card, I think.
5 out of 10. Okay. Well, I mean, we don't play as Earthen anyway. We're playing a Shroud
Yeah,
today,
yeah.
so yeah. Without further ado, just before we go through this, guys, our swear jar right now is at 14. So we've actually decided that what we're going to do with when we get to a significant level is we're going to look at people within our community, and we're going to do a donation to community members who maybe falling on hard times, it would help them out a little bit. So yeah, we're going to look at that. I think with the swear jar rather than giving to charity, because then at least we're supporting the guys in our community and hopefully making someone's life a little bit better, and we can actually see some result from what we're giving. So Archer's said he's going to swear quite a lot, so we'll see how that goes.
I don't think I've ever sweared on the stream before.
You have many times. Right, our Shroud deck. I had to reinstall again. The parallel, client isn't the best, but it's still an open beta, so we'll forgive them a little bit.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Overall, it's pretty good.
Firstly, I'm going to remove a spider and put Baron in there. Just trying to think. Did we decide Enterprise Grass was worth it?
I think it's worth trying it. So you can put like 1 or 2 in probably.
Okay, I'm getting rid of the
Spectre attack is just dead. The Spectre attack craft.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of Collapsing Star as well because we just don't use it. Spectre attack craft can all go.
Yeah. Just try some Entropy's Grasp.
Another Engine Whisperer.
Yeah. Okay, let's max that one out.
Well, they're useful in the early game, so.
Yeah.
Ashes.
The core game plan of the deck hasn't changed.
No, not really. Void Runners.
It's very like we can play one, I guess. It's a very nondescript card.
I mean, what I like is if we get it early, you get the early banish on with the.
Yeah, it's good it's good at slowing down aggressive decks.
Yeah. What about Void Touch? Because that's not in here either. That's not in this deck.
I think it's worse. Random is bad. Like.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. We got Supply and Demand, which we never use, and Mercenary Gunslinger. Do we get rid of those?
Which one is Supply and Demand again? Is that the draw card?
Yeah.
That one is we don't need that one yet.
We'll get rid of. We weren't actually playing them in the.
Yeah, I think we want to just max out the void effects.
Yeah. What's Supply and Demand's 4? There you go. Draw 2 cards for 4 mana.
Yeah. I think we just want to max out on the shroud only cards. So maybe then we just put in the void runners.
Yeah, fine. What about the Void Unleashed? For each card in your singularity, deal 1 damage to a random enemy target. Or is that not worth it at 6?
For 6, that's quite a bad effect, I'd say.
Okay.
I think just add in some void runners.
I've done the Void Runners.
Are there any other new cards?
Did we have Fanatical Crewman on there? Or I know what we had. We had that Defender. This guy, Cunning Diplomat.
Oh yeah, that one's good. That one's good.
Excuse me. What else did we have? I mean, we can have a Void Touch. I'm just trying to think what else. We have Sacred Fire, Ashes to Ashes. Never really used it, but Engine Whisperer we used. Not a Fire. Not a Fire Acolyte. We didn't have that. This one. Effects that target you or other friendly units cost an Aftermath he gets banished.
The problem with the 1/4 is if it doesn't have Defender, it's not particularly great.
Yeah, so get rid of that one.
Yeah.
Void Touched, knowledge.
Yeah, the Void Touch is fine. I think it's fine to put in these small guys because they can just become energy if we don't need them later on. But they're good at shutting down.
I think Fanatical Crewman's a decent card as well.
I guess now that we put in Entropy's Grasp, that makes this one better.
What else can we get rid of to get more of them? Ashes to Ashes, do we use it? Do we need that?
Interesting one to evaluate because it's really not good at the beginning. It's really good later on. I guess we can like play 2 of those, so take out 1, and then put 1 of the card that we were just talking about in.
Okay, yeah. That's it, right?
Yeah, I mean the extra cards aren't so important. Like the main part of the game is still the stewards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This new door mechanic still new to me, so we'll give it a go.
Yeah, we can reread it once we get into the game.
As per usual, guys, if you have any questions, we're going to look at quite a lot of stuff today in terms of like coins. We've got a whole list of gaming, AI, and meme coins to look at. And also, I've had a bunch of people in in my DMs, and I keep telling them the same thing. So I'm just going to say it on stream, and then when someone going to be in my DMs, I'll be like, I explained it in stream. Go to the end of last week's stream and watch it. So I'm also wondering if, because I've had parallel up for a while, I have to restart the client because we know what the client's like.
Indeed. I mean, who knows? Maybe we can't even find a game.
This is why we should have found one by now.
It seems like the queue system is something that has caused us more problems than other stuff. Like the interface seems good and the actual gameplay seems good, but the queuing is not ideal.
I think
That's definitely
there have been some like criticisms of parallel that there's about 300 really good players, and I saw some guy said he went in with just like a starter deck and he won 1 out of 25, and the only one that he actually won was because he had a disconnect. So that's like, that's not good. That doesn't help new players come in if you just. We'll see. I think we'll just restart the client, guys. It'll take a bit of
yeah,
time.
yeah. I mean that's a tricky one. That's a tricky one because if you don't have the concentration of players, then it's very difficult to do like skill-based matchmaking.
Yep.
Because for any kind of like MMR skill-based matchmaking, for it to be effective, you need enough people so that there's enough like skill variance.
Yep.
Obviously, if you don't have that many people playing and you're a new person who queues, you're most likely going to get queued into someone who is playing a lot and is therefore probably going to be really good.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. They do have two queues though, right? They have a starter queue and a ranked queue.
Yeah, I think his problem was is he was silver and he kept getting matched with diamonds, and I think that's just because he's online.
Yeah, I was going
Probably
to say
happened for us as well.
the people are yeah. That will definitely change once they get more concentration of players.
Yeah, it's like a meme. Everyone keeps saying, "Oh, it's open beta. It's open beta." I'm like, "Oh, when's it going to leave open beta?" But I think the interesting thing about Parallel is the AI aspect with the AI agents with their Parallel Colony game. So I'm quite excited to play that. Those we should look at those NFTs as well, Arch. If that actually works out, there is a huge amount of upside for those NFTs. Like
Yeah.
they'll just go crazy. Um, they become yield-bearing assets at that point. And it's interesting as well. I was talking to Minty about NFTs, and we'll probably talk about it later because I like to constantly remind him that he could potentially be holding the Litecoin, the black coin, and the Dash coin of NFTs. So it's always the new narratives and the new stuff, and I think like Penguins has been there, and I guess Milady was like a late cycle thing, and I think with the problem with the team suing each other isn't particularly great. So until that kind of gets solved, I think they'll languish for a while when there's such kind of instability within their leadership. But yeah, the Pudgies, you got the new stuff, the new 404s. I know CBB Bulls will be there soon, and I think that's just a no-brainer. There's only like 400 of them, and CBB Cartel are the largest market makers on Blur, which is the largest NFT marketplace. So hey, we're in.
Yeah, I didn't know what happened with the end of the Milady saga. I don't know what happened with the legal stuff.
The court date's coming up, so
Right. I mean, it could be a bullish event. You never know.
yeah, I kind of, to me, it was how I saw it was that some team members didn't capitalize on the Elon pump, or like
Right.
the entire run up that accumulated in the Neon Pump, and I think
Yeah, they didn't sell.
they didn't sell. And then you've got they have a very large war chest, or large enough war chest for an NFT project, and it's like, well, that's what they're doing, is they're basically doing like corporate raiding on their treasury,
Yeah.
because they're like, well, okay, well, if we don't profit, then, but you did, then, and we're a team member, we want some of it. So it's like that. Are we seriously not going to be able to play today? That's going to be really, really disappointing.
Well, we can try and queue in the other queue, right?
I mean, we could play against AI. It's just it'd be boring.
Well, we can do a couple at least just to show the game.
Yeah, if it works, just to show the mechanics. Probably means it's a shorter stream, but I mean, when do we capitulate? We shouldn't be waiting this long for a match. I mean, there's plenty of players online.
Does it say? Did it say how many people are online?
Here we go. Right, let's hope it doesn't do that thing where it.
Diamond.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. We're like unranked and we're up against the top of the top. Interesting. I've never managed to really get the Cathari Scipius deck.
Gravity key assets.
Oh yeah, I've got gravity. All right, he's going first. Right, Mulligan. Let's go. There we go. That's a good draw, right?
Yeah, it's all good except for the one on the far right, I think.
Get rid of Ashes and then.
Yeah, I think the rest is good.
Again, we got Bora. Oh no, we should stay with Ashes.
No, we just use the Bora as energy. So let's reread New Dawn quickly.
Okay.
So you can pay one at any time when it's on the battlefield, and you can banish it.
Yeah.
The next turn, you get it, the battlefield and the singularity. Right. Okay. So we can't play it yet. So let's just bank the Bora.
Play the Whisperer.
Play the Whisperer. Yeah. So again, the thing about playing against the Star is you just need to buy time. I love their sleeves.
Yeah, they're cool, aren't they?
Oh, that's the one that makes more. At the end of the turn, it makes them.
It was a good start for them.
Yeah, so let's think about this. We probably want to bank the Siphoner. And then do we have Void Runner?
Yeah, we've got Void Runner. Or Engine Whisperer.
What does the two cost thing he has do? The third one.
Oh yeah, we need to get rid of that straight away.
Yeah, okay, so what I would do is attack that one with the Whisperer.
Yeah.
And then play the Void Runner and kill it. Yeah, we're just trying to stem the bleeding.
Yeah, until we can. Oh, we've got Defender now as well.
That's a good one, yeah.
They did get a really, really good start, to be fair.
Yeah,
we've got to get rid of this straight away as well.
Oh, Whisperer. Okay.
Could
that's good.
Banish it.
No, we can't because it's got 3.
We can get one more mana.
What are we gonna bank?
Life Siphon, or the Void Runner.
I think Life Siphon is good. It's probably the Novice. Yeah, Novice and then Erasure, the guy on the right. Seems good. We've got Steward coming next turn.
Yeah, exactly.
For those of you who don't know, this Steward, along with the other Steward, are the 2 cards that are considered to be the strongest in the game, pretty much.
I've got another one out as well.
I will eat that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stewards is why Shroud is considered to be the best. So let's see, what's that one? Void Runner. Okay, I would probably. I guess we'll play that next turn.
What, Void Runner?
What's the stats of the one in the middle? Is it a one of their one in the middle? It's a 1/1. Just thinking. What's the one on the what's our 5th one along?
Well, I'll look, Baron.
Okay, I think we're just gonna play this steward.
Get rid of Life Siphon or get rid of the Void Runner?
Maybe the Baron. No, no, it can't be the Baron. Either the Muster or the Void Runner. The defend. Tricky, that one or the Void Runner. Maybe Void Runner.
A vigil eternal.
Nice. That's good.
No idea what that does. Play a copy of the target of a non-Paragon unit. Does he get to banish?
Yeah, he does.
Oh no.
Not that. No, no, it's fine because when we kill his copies, then we get our thing back. Okay. So.
They need out now.
Let me think about this. We're gonna have 5. What can we do with 5? We can. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna bank Leonid. We're gonna play Baron. And then we're gonna erasure the steward.
I wonder if we get ours back if he's raised.
We must do.
We might have to kill it.
What's that?
Play from hand.
It's a free one. Wait, what does it say? What does it say?
I don't know. Sorry.
You should have read it. Ah!
Waste a friendly
Waste.
banked card. Deal damage equal to the cost.
Yeah, just bank like Leonid. Oh no, we don't need to, right? What? It's a 3, so we need to bank 3 or more. Probably Siphoner. Yeah, and just kill the one on the right. Wow, okay, that was good. Baron did 2 for 1 there. But we don't get our steward back, which is obviously a scam.
Yeah, that's a massive.
I still don't know how that interaction works, by the way. Like, every time we no, we used it already because we wasted it. But every time that happens, I'm just don't know. I need to talk to the devs about it.
Yeah, please do.
That's not how that should work. Oh, that's the Drusian, right? To kill that one.
Yeah, you can kill him.
Interesting trade. So what's R3 again? Oh, that one, right? Can we kill the Drusian this turn?
We do 2 damage. We could put a defender out. Or we could just.
Maybe we just want a power instructor. I'm still trying to think of what we'd get with it.
Another steward.
Oh yeah, that's probably good. Yeah, I guess I would just bank the
Defender.
The 3. No. The 3 is worse. Yeah.
What things I could show you.
Yeah.
Uh,
Then at some point we want to start playing down. We did already. At some point we want to start playing down our defenders. So next time we're probably gonna go bank the Siphon, play Steward and Defender.
Yeah, depending on
Or
what
the
he
other
does
way around.
now.
Always play the one that draws first. Is that another one?
Oh, he's boosted him again. This is dangerous now.
Wait, what? Oh, it's one more because of the Drusian. Right, yeah, the Drusian has to go. Interesting. I wonder if we made a mistake by not keeping the erasure for the Drusian. Maybe.
bank half? Or...
Let's think about this. So we'd have 6. Well, how big is the thing on the left now? It's a 6-2.
Yeah, 6-2.
Yeah, we probably want a life siphon that one then. So I think what we should do is bank half, and then we want to go maybe Steward Drusian and life siphon one on the left.
A vigil eternal.
Life siphoning the one on the left is good value for us.
We could take out the one on the right now as well.
That doesn't do. Does that do anything anymore? No, that doesn't do anything now. It's just a 3-2.
Okay.
Whereas the one on the left is can kill the Steward. So let's just kill that one. Yeah. Because the 3-2 can't kill the 4-4, right?
We've got 1 energy. Do we want to?
Yeah. Chuck it in.
We must decide.
I don't know how to use it.
What does it say? Activates. You can't click on the battlefield?
No.
Target invalid.
Let's read it again, I guess. Activate, banish this unit.
Let's do some science.
I'm not sure actually.
Uh-oh.
Debt must be paid.
Activate, spend 1 energy, banish this unit.
My turn.
I don't know why it said target invalid. Strange.
This is not.
Wait, how'd
the
they
one
get
to
that
us.
back? Wait, whoa, how did they get that back?
He used something. This one, I think. No.
Yeah, it was that one. Hold on. Reveal.
This isn't the end.
Well, hold on. What does that one in the middle do?
The thief.
Reveal a random enemy bank card. What did he hit with it?
I think he somehow
Ward half.
he did something to boost to get the Drusian back. Well, we're gonna play Siphoner, right?
Well, no. We should play the 2 first. Because that's going to draw us cards.
Interesting.
Another one.
Now, I'm just thinking. Do we need to play 3 2s not to die?
It's good. It's a good first start.
The problem is that we have 7 this turn. Maybe you just have to play Siphoner. Bank something and play
Sure.
Siphoner.
Okay.
Yeah. And then play the thing if we can, if we have time.
So we've got.
Wait, we don't have a.
Nope. Because we're not playing as Brand.
Oh, we're
we've
not
got-
with Brand. Right. Got it. The problem here is that if we draw Demolect, we can't play it because Lord Halford makes it cost 1 more. I still don't know what they did. I don't know how he got back.
No, I don't know either.
Wash away.
Right, that was close.
Yeah, it was. I don't know what happened with
Because I read the thing in the middle and it didn't.
Damage unsustainable. Abandoned ship.
Also, I don't know how the New Dawn didn't work there.
Let's try again.
Yeah. I think if you were playing against Cathari a bunch, you could probably change your deck slightly.
What the hell? Try and play against AI. Just as
Is it going to ask for a client up start again? That's messed up.
yeah, I don't really want to do that. So we play against Scipius again.
Sure.
We're gonna have to restart again. Oh dear. Well, anyway, while we're doing that, we could probably look at some other stuff very quickly.
Can do.
Just while it's loading up again, because it does take a blooming long time. So that's annoying. No, there we go. It's down. Well, we only got to play one game and we lost, so that's the end of that.
Interesting. I wonder if because it's on Tuesday, right?
It's not. So what they do is they do it. They like switch it up every day, but it's different times. So sometimes it's Monday, sometimes it's Wednesday.
Because it's not the same time.
Yeah.
Today's Tuesday, right?
Yeah. It's Tuesday.
Okay.
So yeah, fine. Okay, well, we'll just have to leave that there. We'll just move on anyway.
Yeah.
So guys, it's been a while. So we actually did these squiggles, right? And they came off like pretty nicely, I think, here.
Yeah.
And literally just moon straight out of that. So if you caught that, guys, like pretty good. Well done. I think where we are now, typically we were all watching Sia's video yesterday in the Zen Cave that Arch manages, and we were kind of looking at dips to buy if we would be lucky enough to get another dip, and then I think anything towards the end of the month. So we've already moved up, so move down, move up again, and anything like down here, just chop around. Sorry, whoa, we've got many days. Let's do this on a daily. I don't like doing like lower time frame squiggles.
Yeah. Just gonna chill up here a bit.
Yeah. I think we've already gone up, right? So maybe up again, and then as we get to the end of the month, we get like something like that, like a big flush.
End of Feb lows. Yeah.
Yeah, end of Feb, and then like it just does something like that into next month. So yeah, I think
quick bear trap.
Yeah, it's whether we wick this level here. I think that's be quite important, because also, like, guys, you got to, like, if you're looking on crypto Twitter, you get like we had a 3% pullback in BTC, which is this candle here, right? And out of that, we get Ansem is going to fight Bitlord in like a MMA. That's crazy, guys. Like, this just shows you how highly leveraged everyone is. So I think like a more of a chop solidation and potentially running this low, or just anywhere down here. This is now a massive emotional level. And I if I was going to mark it on the charts right now, I'd do it here, because I just see where all this volume is, right, and I just say, okay, well, that's where the crowd is. Let's do this as
Ansem fights.
Yeah, Ansem v Butlord. There we go. Cool. Yeah, I just said it was that. Potentially, you could probably just put it on the bottom, right? Because you have this bell curve and volume here. That level might be good. We'll do another one. We'll do another one. So I think that's pretty good. With the minimum volumes there, right? So
yeah,
we'll put that as stressy leverage, and let's change actually what this is to like this, and maybe I think that's important. I think this is where we are now is essentially, this is the average position for the market maker. So I think this is an important level of support. If it once again chops through and comes up, I think it came back down here, it'd be a steal. I think long term, these levels that we are now, to me, it's kind of like everyone's starting to believe. Like, I'm starting to believe as well. Like, this is going up, but also that we're smaller than we ever have been. You look at everyone's gone. SBF, the photo that came out, Arch and I were joking about it earlier, is absolutely jokes.
I bet I'm not even sure it's real. Like, I'm sure it is, but it's hard to believe. Right?
It looks so real. So yeah, we got that, and just everyone's gone. I think every crypto is very small, and people don't care. I mean, DCM was telling me a story of his. He's got a new work colleague, and the work colleague used to be a gamer on Twitch when it was it Justin TV or something like that before Twitch. And he was a gamer there, and he was offered like 5 to 10 BTC a time to stream, and he said no, I'll take the money, and he would have had thousands of BTC. And now he hates crypto, like, and you know, it's just like it's the perfect sentiment read, because obviously DCM is very heavily involved in crypto, and you know, his new work like absolutely hates it with a passion because he just missed out. And to me, that sentiment is amazing, because I think everyone's going to continue to be that way until it'll be like, oh, it's a scam, or like, you know, it's just, oh, it's a scam pump, it's a scam pump, and then when we hit all-time highs, that'll be it, right? That will, yeah, that's when they capitulate and be like, oh my god, this is real, it's going up, like, and that, so I think, yeah, it's just up, literally up only. I think if we get a dip around halving, like a bigger, like macro dip, like that's the one to buy on leverage, like quite heavily. And then you just ride it, guys, because I think you're watching this video, right? There's probably like 10 people that watch this video right now, you know, religiously every week. So you're mega early. You know, Arch and I have said, well, it's not a bull market until we've got hundreds of people watching us, you know, play parallel. So,
yeah, that's a good metric.
It's a very good metric. So yeah, I think we get like a little Twitch. What do you call it? Like metrics, right? So we get metrics. So we're watching like every week, you know, the pump of our, you know, people who are watching going up. It's quite funny. So that's what we're going to use to gauge where we are in the market cycle, like how many people are watching us. So anyway, that's where we were. In terms of moving on and gaming and AI, my personal positioning, as everyone keeps asking me in my DMs, I'm just going to explain it now, is gaming and AI, it's the same, with a little bit of meme coin and a few other key sectors as well. And that's kind of my like the speculative part of my portfolio. The kind of bread and butter is very much Eigenlayer and Blast. I think those are the two big stuff. And I know we're doing airdrop farming as well. I'm going to get out the final part of the Yantra Armagnac. For people who don't know, we've from last August we've been providing airdrop strategies to our community members for them to go through, and we've really been focusing on getting those transaction counts up. What we're going to be focusing on now in the last part, right, is actually getting the transaction volume up, right? So this is where, you know, we're going to be running, you know, cumulatively a few thousand, you know, preferably over 10,000 volume on every single wallet that we're doing airdrop strategies on. So we've got our kind of our transaction count up. We now need to get our volume count up as the kind of last push, because in my mind, I was listening to them the other day, actually to Snecker, and I'm going to go into my DMs with him very quickly, just so I just don't know, I have to think about them. But I was just saying that like the top projects are all launching now. I mean, we've had DIM, we've had Alt Layers launch, we've had Manta. You know, to come, we've got Layer 0, we've got ZK, we've got Scroll, we've got Linear, we've got Friendtech, we've got Blast, we've got Eigenlayer, we've got Base. You know, stuff that's in testnet like Monad, Eclipse. After these are all the top quality projects, right? When these are all done, you know, you're just looking for the new stuff that's, you know, coming in and around. I think they're the ones that we've known about for years and years. They are the creme de la creme, right? That's the stuff that Wales will pump. It's got big institutions in, and they'll play the FDV scam as SBF did for many years, and you know, borrow against their coins and stuff like that. So, I think for me, just making sure that, you know, we have, you know, some fingers in those pies, because in my mind there'll always be stuff that like crops up, right? There's stuff that you always want to be actively trading and whatever. Athena's one of the new ones that's just come out, which is, you know, stablecoin basis, and that could get pumped to hell because that's just yield, right? I think as with Athena, just be very careful because, you know, the yield is actually of 27% is from funding for like a Ethereum short, right? That's part of their bond package. I just be very careful because it seems quite trappy to me. Where it would be good to go into Athena would be where you thought that it was like a macro or a micro top for like a few months. So I think maybe around halving or just after halving, if there was going to be like a local top there, that would be a good time to go into Athena and start getting Ethereum shards and start like that. But we have, we have Wales market now. We have all these points. You don't necessarily need to have, funds in everywhere, right? You can just, I don't know why I didn't have this up before. We've got Portal now as well. You have all these. You can buy points off people now. EtherFi points are out now, so that's pretty crazy that they're trading at 0.01 a point. EtherFi as well. This is another top quality project. This is an LSD. It could easily be a competitor with Lido. That's mega interesting, this one, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But Hyperliquid as well. So you have all these options, right? You don't have to be farming all these different stuff. We're going to be able to buy Athena shards, right? Look. So you don't actually need to get in this. You don't need to take the risk of the trade. You just buy the shards at what you think is a good price. And a lot of the prices on here, they're pretty accurate. I think the market is pricing them quite well. So look, it's just said they're up already. Where are they? OTC? They pre-market? Can you see this, Arch? I'm just being crazy.
I can see.
Athena shards. I'm trying to look for them. Like.
Try search for it, I guess.
Where is the search? There's no search for it.
When you went OTC, view OTC. Or points market, maybe.
Yeah, maybe it's just just gone live and it's maybe we need to refresh. Yeah, it says Runestone's live, but. I mean, Stark should be here as well. Maybe I think Stark's launched, hasn't it? Just started. Random. Anyway, yeah, you can buy Athena shards. Maybe they're in here. Anyway, so you can buy stuff. So you don't necessarily have to be in all the stuff, and have your money. Obviously, it's a different risk profile. Looking up your funds. So bear that in mind when you're doing it. There's lots of options of what you can do in and around these markets now. So yeah, that's what I'm saying is all the good stuff we already probably know about. So for me, it's to get in as many of them as possible with, as Suzu said in his tweet yesterday. He said, you want to be in early with high conviction. Being in early with low conviction is gross. So yeah, just pick what you want, pick the good qualities, try and get as many fingers, as many pies as possible. And just don't do anything, just hold. Because I think the only thing you need to worry about is getting that rotation from the sugar honeyed iced tea coins, I'm not swearing, into ETH and BTC, into the bigger stuff, and maybe even Sol as well, right? So that I think that's more important than anything else. It's just getting into anything. We already know what all the good stuff is, all the stuff that's going to pump. I think anything else new you could come into, you could say, well, everything that we already know about has been in development for a long time. Anything that's new is going to be way further back in its development cycle, and is therefore likely to just be like a hype pump, if you get what I'm saying, rather than it's changing the world. So it's not like the future of France pump, which is typically better. How
do the orders get filled on this?
Okay, so it's quite interesting. So what you've got to look at, right, is you've got to look at the price that they're averagely going for, right? So this average bids and average ask, like on Friendtech or whatever, and you kind of draw a conclusion that the average price is going to be somewhere in the middle. And from there, when price launches, when we've had the DIM launch and a few others, price will very rarely move more than 2x, right? Because when you're being a seller, right, of these points, you have to put in collateral as well. If you don't fulfill your order, right, that collateral goes to the buyer, right? So you can make 2x your money effectively, right? So
if you're a buyer,
so you have to be very careful that what you're buying is accurately priced in terms of the market. So when it launches, it's not going to be more than 2x away from where you bought it from, because if it is, they will just take the coins, sell them, and you'll get the money. So like that's what I'm saying. At very minimum, getting involved in these, if you can get what you think is a fair valuation, you're going to make 2x your money. So and if it's in Sol, if it's on Solana, they have to put Solana collateral. If it's on Ethereum, they have to put ETH or USDC. So these could potentially be good trades. So
What? Oh, I see. So it's just like holding an escrow.
yeah. So basically, I say, here's my $5,000 to buy Athena shards. You go, okay, I want to sell you my Athena shards. So I've got to put $5,000 worth of collateral in. They're held in escrow, and then when it's ended, you get yours back. You get mine as well. I get your points.
At that value.
At that value, those points turned into tokens, right? So that I've never been a seller, so I don't know how it works on the UE side of this, but I haven't had any trouble. Touch wood, I haven't had any trouble at all, so it's been pretty good. So that's what I say, guys. That should be our only thing now, is to try and get as many of these as possible, and to just nail the rotation. Like if you guys want to go be chasing small caps, that's fine. I'm not going to be doing that personally. I'm just going to stick with the big stuff, the liquid stuff that's going to get pumped by instis, and I'm just going to be concentrating on getting nailing those rotations, because if it potentially could be a sped up cycle, this year could be the year. That's all I want to concentrate on, right? Because I've known from previous bull markets that in those years that are exceptional in terms of outperformance, all you need to do is nail the rotations. That's it. If you do that, you win, right? Like more than playing with 1 million to 10 million sugar honey diced tea coins, right? So I think to me that's a better strategy. So in terms of looking at going straight into sugar honey diced tea coins, let's look at the AI first. So we'll start with PAL. I think as well, a lot of these, when these get pullbacks on these time frames, right, these are all going to structure out into bull flags, right? So I would just be looking for something, if it just came down here and set up sort of thing. I'm doing it again, Arch. I'm doing it again.
Low time frames.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll come down that low even. I think it'll just maybe reach the lows from yesterday, something like that.
I was just thinking like maybe here, like this.
Yeah, maybe just
there, like wicket or something. And like the wicks that it's been doing are bought up really quick.
Exactly.
So yeah, I think this will just continue to bull flag and go, especially with how the market is right now. Yeah, something like that. And then you get another bull flag out there. That'd probably be a bit lower actually. Like, will you be looking for the support resistance flip of that? So, yeah, I think definitely something like that. This is, this is kind of my bread and butter. The stuff that's got decent liquidity. You can, cheat in and out of that mega easy. It's got a decent FTV and market cap as well. Yeah, that's my bread and butter. So yeah, that's our first AI coin. Most of the AI stuff's all looking pretty similar. OLS actually hasn't been moved, and once again, this is it's slightly bigger, so it's doing something. But once again, I just think this is just another bull flag, right? So getting down to here, coming up here, and it'll just moon. Maybe not even that. Yeah, maybe something like that. Maybe even quicker than that. I don't think that even dips up that hard, to be honest. But yeah, any pullbacks on that, it's a buy, right? They're all buys.
I think there's a lot to be said about the speed of all these things because I think, as maybe Sia was saying, like once everyone starts to realize that we're going up, then there's not very much time, is there?
Yeah, there we go. Something like that. Yeah, it's these are trends. I feel solid once again. This is like huge FTV. I think this is wrong. Let's have a look what it is. But I like all this stuff because I just think it can just keep going. Yeah, 3.7 billion, 12 billion FTV. 32. Yeah, I mean, like, it's the same value as Ethereum Classic. why can't it be worth a lot more? Don't see why I can't. Like, Polkadot still doesn't do anything. Toncoin's doing well as well. Blooming heck. Don't even know what Toncoin does. That's what they say. Yeah, so that's Teo. Blurring the lines a bit, we've got Prime. Once again, I just think this just ends up just structuring out as, like a bull flag. And it just does that. And continues once, you've got decent FTV, but once again, something needs to be the leader of games. Let's have a look. GameFi is GameFi still a thing? If this is a bunch of rubbish coins, I'm prepared to. Why is Why is ICP in this?
Yeah, that's been in there forever. I've also been confused as to what that's about.
Yeah, look, I mean, you've got all this. Yeah, Axie and Sandbox and Beam. It's still it's 162 Arch. Like if gaming is going to be a narrative, this needs to be like a top 50 coin. I just don't. I see plenty of upside here. Yeah, even at these market caps, I don't see why not. Because you got to think, right? Like I was discussing this with a few guys. For me personally, we know that we're in gaming AI, but I'm also looking at all the other sectors like DeepIn, DeSci, real world assets, all the kind of new stuff, even meme coins as well. I'm trying to cherry pick what I think potentially could be the best one. And I think a lot of insties will do that as well, right? They'll be looking for some exposure. I think this is where friend tech gets really interesting because there's only one SocialFi. I just think even though Racer, still backed by Paradigm, is a very controversial person and is annoying a lot of his community, I just think the insties will just ape in. Like nothing actually matters if the insties start aping in to a high FDV, low market cap coin with only 100 million points, of which 90% of them have already been distributed to individuals. So I think there could be like a high FUD period at the beginning, or like I've seen some sentiment where a lot of people are, oh, I can't wait to sell my tokens as soon as they launch. And I'm just like, that's a really bad idea because every single token launch that we've had recently in this kind of market is you just wait for the first day or two and it starts getting marked up because insties start aping in because they just want the exposure. They know that this is a new hyper growth nascent market sector within crypto, and they just want exposure. So they just ape in and they don't care. They just the people who allocate money for institutions, right? And I shouldn't say this thinking that we're going into potentially seed deals, but they're no smarter than any of us, right? They're the same people. They still experience the same amounts of fear and greed that we do, right? So, if it's between, not getting in and getting in and having to take on the career risk of missing opportunities, they're just going to get in and think about it later. It's like, who is it that said in our group? It's like the Soros strategy of, it was like buy now, research later. There was a catchy saying I thought was really good actually, but I can't remember what it was. So that's that. What have we got? Gaming as well. Your favourite Arch? I'll do Ori first. Yeah. This is just a bit. Once again, this is a bigger bull flag, right? That was terrible.
Yeah, you should be good at drawing these flags by now.
There we go. So yeah, this and this makes another bull flag, and then this ends up just being another bull flag, and it goes into another bull flag. It goes into it just keeps going up, and then your target. I mean, what do you say? Do you say that the is this, I don't know, midpoint to I don't know there, like the pole of the flag is the breakout target up there, but I mean, if I think it goes up there, it's only 62 million. Probably goes higher. Right, Atlas Arch, I'm gonna let you do this. I'm just gonna blow my nose off camera. Hold on.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you zoom out, it's just you had the big markup from this gigalong accumulation range, and now it's just flagging, and it went underneath a bit, and I guess right now it's just basically trying to break out that top part of the flag. But if you're following along on Twitter, you'll have seen the devs saying that there's some potentially interesting airdrop information. Yeah, so I didn't even know about this, by the way, until like 2 days ago. I saw the CEO, or whoever the chief lead, saying that there was going to be an airdrop for holders, and I was like, "What's this?" And now it's come out that it's going to be some kind of crew PFP. So basically, if you're staking ships or holding ships, you're going to get airdropped crew for the ships in the form of PFPs, basically. I think, and I guess the utility will be that obviously they'll be functioning your your fleet, right? They'll be operating it, and I read some stuff saying like rarity will depend on sorry their ability to perform their roles will depend on rarity, which will depend on how much time the ships have been and how many crew slots you have in your ships. So it also said there that in future ships won't come with crew. If you see that in the middle, so that's interesting because I assume that means you're going to have to buy the crew at some point or like hire them from a company. But if you just get the crew package now, then very interesting. Very like you said, if there's any kind of AI involvement in this, then that's
That's what I see. I see, these crew members becoming like parallel. I can't remember what they're called.
what are they called? Avatars. That's
Yeah,
it.
parallel avatars. So that's what makes Prime so interesting. If Star Atlas are doing this as well, um, I was saying at Arch pre-stream, right? The parallel avatars. I said, oh Arch, do you know what we should look at? We should look at the parallel avatars, right? Because I think these they're just going to get marked up so high if this becomes a
If this becomes a staple of PFP gaming PFPs,
yeah. I mean,
I mean they're already
they've already. I mean,
massive up. Yeah.
they were already 0.6. So
I remember these when they're 0.1, right?
yeah, they were 0.1, and the mint price was 11 prime, which at the time was like $20 or a bit more, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, huge upside. These are going to go crazy. I think this could be like 5 ETH easy, all day long. So yeah, I think this is the same kind of thing. So I think yeah, if you can get some discounted ships on the marketplace.
They also said the airdrop hasn't been sorry, the snapshot hasn't been taken yet at the top.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah, I think these will be good. This is, to me, this is AI. They're going to put AI into it. They're going to be, and you'll be able to go on your ships and all your crew, your AI crew will be doing stuff. That's pretty cool because I remember when we first looked at this, right, is that people were thinking of employing people from not third world countries, but like developing countries to work on their ships.
I think that goes into the swear jar. I think
that does. Yeah, sorry. Still stuck in another generation. Okay, we're up to 15 now on the swear jar. So yeah, they were going to hire people from developing countries and they were going to employ them within their Star Atlas ships and pay them with crypto. But yeah, those guys aren't going to have those jobs anymore. They've been made redundant by AI. So we're going to have AI ships, which is quite cool because I think that'll make it a more immersive metaverse in the end. So that's quite interesting. But in terms of getting some Atlas, I actually sold mine, but I think I'd be looking for another entry now. But potentially, with the halving so close, I think we need to start moving up from here. The downside is Arch is that the ships is still heavy emissions on this coin. So until those ships start going down, the game that they brought out, I'm not really a massive fan. It's not that exciting. It takes a very long time to play. Oh, look, sperm coin, 6,000%, crazy. Yeah, so I think if this starts turning up, I'll start buying something, just a big bull flag again. Yeah, it builds some sort of bottom structure and makes its way out. Yeah, so that's interesting about Atlas. Okay, cool. And then looking at one coin for every sector. I think Blur as well. For NFT sector, Blur. In my mind, this is kind of the last. All this price action here under these levels. This is the most important one here. I think 86. I've been targeting 86 for quite a while. Just there, 86.66. I think if it can get above that, all-time highs are going to come very quickly, and then it's price discovery. I actually think that this is. What do you think, Arch? Like undervalued?
Mm,
I mean,
yeah,
OpenSea was worth.
yeah.
How much was OpenSea worth at the in the last cycle? Quite a lot.
Do you know the daily volume on Blur? That's
No.
probably quite interesting.
We could probably look on DeFi Llama. Might tell us. Right. It's a shame that they can't. It can't all be. Oh, here we go. Oh no, that's not it. That's ETH price. God damn it. Let's have a look at DeFi Llama. Oh, that white is so bright. Blah. 146 million.
Hmm.
Yeah. This is interesting as well. It's something I was talking to Seneca about, because he asked me about blast staking, and I think even though it's you get like a multiplier for staking Blur. If you wanted to stake for Blast, to me, I would be looking for entry in Blur, and I'd be staking Blur because you've got 357 million farming Blur. So half of the season 3 rewards for Blur goes to the stakers, but you also have Blast Redacted getting airdropped to them as well. So I'd say this is probably the one, you get the high ETH beta by Blur, and also exposure to NFTs. And I think with NFTs as well, guys, I think if you're not going to be buying the new stuff, I think just every time you want to buy an NFT, just buy some Blur. It's a lot easier, right? It's like proxy NFT, and you can stake Blur. You get Blur rewards, you get Blast rewards. This is potentially a good staking play here. And because I don't think they're sellable, right, because of the multiplier on them. I don't think it's possible. So maybe they will bring it out soon, but yeah, I think this is probably the better play. So I don't know. I think Blur to me is just a very easy NFT play. And yeah, it's just like I said, we start getting above this level here. This is where they got someone there. Probably McKenna. That's when they start getting above that, you just all-time highs and price discovery is going to come. And like I said, OpenSea was, I think they raised like 10 maybe 20 billion last time. Get marked up hugely, without doubt. So, and the thing is as well, if they turn on, I don't know if they have turned on fees, but if they do turn on fees, they'll just become a very, very profitable business. So yeah, pay attention to that one. I hope you guys are asking. We can't actually see chat. Do we actually know what's happening in chat? LP is supposed to be. LP is actually in this call, refusing to talk, right? But he is on this stream. So yeah, hopefully LP is. I'll just send a message. How's the Q&A going? Okay. So yeah, I think that's good. I think for real world assets, potentially Ondo here. I think any dipsies on Ondo, you just buy them. No questions so far. Well, it's going to be a very short stream after we finish this little bit then. Yeah, so I'll probably go top of these candles on this is 4 hours, isn't it? These ones here. That looks interesting to me. So yeah, I think any sort of kind of, I have to even go, these are daily candles. Any kind of pullbacks, if it's really bullish, right, it should
Front run it a bit.
Yeah, so rather than coming down to touch this level here, it would just do something like that, and then go back up again. So that's good. Ondo, once again, I was discussing this with Arch as well. I know the FDV is crazy and the market cap, but this is BlackRock. This BlackRock RWA coin. 500 billion is sorry, 500 billion. 500 million is small, right? So for BlackRock RWA coin. And we, like I said, we were saying with Athena, these guys go nuts for yield, right? So Ondo will just get pumped to high heaven, and there'll be crazy valuations, and it's just how it is, right? So LP is writing me some messages. Okay, so that's that one. I think data science as well. My pick is Lake. Once again, this is just another one, just milling around all time high. How deep we get into this, just come out of it. Once again, you don't need to rush, guys. You don't need to guess. We can just we do all these squiggles this week. Next week we'll go through them again. We'll see how prices evolved over the week. And like I said, I'm personally looking for buys end of Feb. So that's good. All right, meme coins. So let's do. So there's 3 on Solana that I'm interested in. So we'll start with Bonk. It is of my opinion that Bonk, when it's had such a big move, right, that it needs to chill out for a long time. So let's see what happens, right? I just want to leave it. I'm not going to do any projections, but I want to leave Bonk, right, because I also remember the kind of structure of Doge, and this is similar, what I call the Mia Khalifa pump. And it looked very similar to this, and I personally thought it would break down, and then I ended up FOMOing as it was breaking out of these. So to me, what we need to review week on week are these areas and this area, and then
because it looks like the chart both ways, right? Because if it is going to do the bouncing ball and go to 0, this is what it looks like. But also, if it's gonna, this chart looks at the moment both ways, right? It could go.
Yeah, and then if we say that's the orange scenario, and then the other one would be kind of like this. Like that. And yeah, it would just build out a base structure, right? And it would just be very wiki of these lows, because you have this turns into the light green scenario. And these lows would get run multiple times, right? Because and this here is where the institutes came in, right? Because you can see this is where the kind of volume started to tick up before the massive increase in volume there, right? So this is the area I care about. This is them trying to front run each other, and this is when they actually started coordinating with each other to suppress price before the massive pump, until it just got too much. So yeah, I always said, like, anything 400, if you could get it, like, that's just a great buy. You just hold that and just wait on Bonk. So yeah, I said I wasn't going to draw any scribbles, but I have. So let's see how that plays out. But yeah, potentially with such a big markup, there's going to be guys who are hugely up, and they'd be quite happy to sell at any price to you. It's only really degens who are worried about, if I sell now it goes 10x, but people who are up big, they will just sell on you at any price. They just don't care, and I think that's a good way. Bonk, when is the one I like as well. LP's taken this as his chance to ask me questions that he wants to know. My opinion with this coin. Sorry, I have a nice drink. The best structure, because it's new, right, and it's cat coin. The best structure would be something like this. Because that would maybe a bit deeper. I normally draw these as like it's finding supports on here, a resistance that is previously flicked, but any kind of where price can still maintain an average price of here but wick lower, those are really good buys. Like, to me, this is the area of max value, or like call it deep value. That's what Cassia calls it, deep value. So this is the area of deep value, and also on a really higher time frame, it would effectively create a double bottom pattern, or Adam and Eve structure. So yeah, I'd be mega interested in that, and there's some market cap as well. So I'm watching that already. You guys know I put it down here. It was like 400, 4,000 even. So I posted it down there. So I've taken my profit. My position's way lower now. My average position. So I'm just waiting to just see what happens. And if I have to FOMO up here, I will FOMO up here. It's very easy for me. Just looking for daily candle closes above 1,000. And you guys would think that meme coin bumpers and dumpers don't respect the technicals, but they do. So there's that one. Also with hat as well is another one I'm interested in. This is just uptrending, right? This is like 101 uptrend. You have impulse, a high, a higher low, right? Because this low's higher than this low down here, or wherever the low was down here. Then you have a higher high because it's higher than this one, into a higher low because this low's higher than this one, and now we're just very barely higher high. So we're looking, where do we find our pullback here to continue into a higher high? Think that's just going to be $1 billion coin. I think.
Well, it might just be just a straightforward what's it called? Compression. What's it called? What's the pattern called when it compresses into the highs and then breaks?
Swing failure pattern, SFP.
No. Well, no, never mind. It'll come to me.
It'll come to you, and then just let us know. Logi also wants to look at coins. That's cool. So yeah, that's that.
Volume contraction? No, ignore me.
Okay, maybe this can stabilize here. I think let's give it some time. Just see what it does. It's a meme coin, right? So the thing is it's really how it goes up and down is really dictated by the people within it.
What's that with?
Yeah, with yeah. It's just
my chart looks different to that.
No, you got the wrong
one. I'm just looking at the Binance one, but the wick just now got big force out. I'm looking on TradingView though, so.
Okay, it literally just dumps. We always get some market moves, right, when we're streaming. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's that one. It's with then that's that. So
yeah, alts just took a bit of a dump, but BTC is still just chilling above 51. Like
this is
not going down.
This is the other thing as well. I always say this. I always say to people, and once again, I said this to Sneka when we were talking last night, and we were talking about stuff. I said, look, there's this propensity for BTC to go down by like 4 or 5%, and alts just
30%.
Yeah, 30%. Yeah, it just happens all the time. I think the original when I really kind of really cottoned onto this happening was DeFi Summer, where, and I always say this is a great example, but ETH went from 500 to 400, but all the DeFi alts went down 90%. It was really crazy, and I always reminded of this, right? And it's just those are the times where you want to have a bit of stash there to deploy.
Yeah, for sure. Because the fact that BTC or ETH are not dropping at all, basically, it's so representative that market is not coming down deep.
Yeah, it's just people wanting to play a rotation game into the coins, and they're just selling their alts. Yeah, because we know that the liquidity's on, that they're not great on these things. So, let the weak hands cheat, as I would say. But yeah, it's quite funny. Pepe as well has a bigger structure. It's surprising. It looks like with Wen could be doing this right now, but if when you look at this, right, you look at like this is where we could be on Wen, right, and I'm unsure, depending on whether what happens around the halving, whether Wen could go one lower. And I think if Wen did go one lower, that would be the ultimate low. So yeah, I'm very very interested. But I mean, this is just chop consolidation within a range, and I think to me, rather than hold this, which is kind of like the supply is very centralized, you just trade it, right? You just trade it coming out of the top, and I don't think it's even worth holding a bag of this. I'd rather just look for the key levels where I know that, you know, this group here, you know, these two here. When these start getting flipped, all right, or we get a decent impulse out of this on volume because there's no volume on this whatsoever. I think when that starts happening, then you just start marching along it. I just think that's the easiest way, because then you can just, you know, I the thing is, it's like I want all my stuff to work hard for me, right? I want all my money to work hard for me, and I just think sitting in Pepe coin is not working hard enough for me. So I just rather take a little bit of risk on margin and trade it there rather than actually have money in this coin. But I obviously, like, I think that it could go up loads, right? Because Pepe is just a part of our society. He's worked his way into meme culture forever. So, and the last one, which is an interesting one, which potentially I actually really like. I've drawn so many of these blooming Harry Potter consolidation at AS and how I think it will play out. I actually think that with 3 days left before the fight between the Harry Potter dev and BitBoy, if the dude can manage to knock BitBoy out, this thing goes straight back to AF, right? And that's a 3x. So I have been nibbling on Harry Potter coin because I just, you know, the guy's a blooming Muay Thai fighter. Like, there's, and it's versus BitBoy, who's a cokehead. BitBoy's just gonna get found out. Yeah, but saying that, also, I'm quite interested to see how I didn't actually realise. I know Logi was saying Ansem has the reach, but apparently Bitlord is 5'6". I did not know that, so I think that's his disadvantage stepping in the ring with Ansem, because he's gonna have to get in close to put the smackdown on him. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see that. And I think that's it. With that, that's it, guys. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk about is we talked about Blast. Potentially the best way of getting Blast exposure, if you don't have Blast exposure, is staking Blur. Because that's something Seneca was asking me yesterday. And in terms of Eigenlayer, which is the other big kind of play, and I think Eigenlayer will be massive in itself. And I know there's a lot of projects building on Eigenlayer. And if it does a tier on ETH, it's just going to be like tier on steroids. So I would definitely pay attention to Eigenlayer. I would want to have some Eigenlayer points. It seems like other projects are airdropping as well. They want a focused user base, and I think if I was ever since this year, right, the airdrops we've got this year, the Dim, the Alt Layer, and the Manta, I haven't sold them. I'm actually holding them. I've actually bought more of all of them on launch. So it just seems like a no-brainer to me. Like, this is not the year to be farming airdrops and, you know, or power using protocols and dApps for airdrops and then selling them straight away. It makes sense, you know, to hold them. You know, keep an eye on the rotational, but yeah, once again, Suzu said it in his thing, right? Everyone was dunking on Atom, but if you took all the Atom airdrops you got from last cycle, you're up 100x on Atom. You know, and Atom as well was, you know, still is 15% APY for just staking it and voting. So, you know, plenty of ways to skin the cat, as they say. So with Eigenlayer, and my personal opinion on having rapid, firstly, right, if you want staked ETH, and this is, I'll give credit to Arca, right, who said this, rather than staked ETH, right, you essentially have to wrap it up. You have to have a certain amount of trust with Lido. I would rather have 50% ETH, 50% Lido, and that's a synthetic staked Ether position, right? I think that the Lido / ETH ratio, you'll win on that more than the 3 or 4%, which is a lot. It's a lot of risk to take wrapping up your ETH for 3 or 4% yield. To me, it's a lot of risk. So to me, that's the problem with Eigenlayer, is that you have to use all these crazy LSD providers, you know, wrap your ETH up, and it just takes one of them to go lunar, and all of them will just tank, and you know, it's just not worth taking the risk for 3 or 4% plus Eigenlayer plus whatever, I'd rather have my ETH out. I think you'll make more money speculating on stuff like the stuff that we just talked about than you will make putting ETH in Eigenlayer. However, like I said, we still want the Eigenlayer points, right? Because like Suzu said, we want the 100x return we're going to get on airdrops. So Pendle have actually got your back on this one, right? And I was trying to explain this to Sneka last night. I had to send him a voice note because I explained it so badly. So this is basically ETH, right? Is EtherFi's ETH. EtherFi, you just think of them, they're a very well-respected, reputable LSD provider. ETH is their LSD, right? It's their staked ETH, right? That they've got. They've made a yield token, right, called YTE ETH. At the moment, right, if I just take a regular ETH, right? I hope it's going to show. It was 13 last night. Anyway, so if you take your ETH, right, and you buy, there we go, one ETH worth of YT ETH, this will give you the yield equivalent in Eigenlayer points of 13 ETH in Eigenlayer. So rather than take the risk of putting a load of ETH into Eigenlayer, wrapping it in some dodgy LSD, and then essentially having to wait 7 days to get it out, by which time, if there ever is a lunar event, you are done, right?
Yeah.
Like you're already like down 40-50% on your ETH minimum, right? And if it's a lunar, like to potentially go to zero. It makes more sense to me to buy this YT ETH. Take a risk of 1 ETH and effectively have 13 ETH in Eigenlayer, earning you Eigenlayer points. Now, there are some catches in this, right? So the big catch for me is that this YT ETH, you're buying the yield worth of 13 ETH in Eigenlayer, right? And you're buying that from other ETH providers within EtherFi. As at the end of June, the YTE ETH expires with a value of 0, right? So at the moment, right, there's only a $10 slippage, right? So when you do this trade, the YTE will still be worth this. By the end of June, this will be worth 0. But by that time, you will have all of the Eigenlayer points equivalent to 13 ETH, farmed all the way up until end of June. So yeah, like I said, this allows you to basically leverage yield farm. It allows you to leverage yield farm Eigenlayer. You don't need to take the risk. You can take your money out and you can use it to speculate on other coins, where I personally think you will have more upside. But you will still be able to have max exposure to Eigenlayer, accumulate a bunch of points, and in addition, you get the ETH, right? So you get these, the actual 3% yields, right? So you get 3% yields as well on this, paid in ETH, right? Straight away. You get the Eigenlayer points. You also get EtherFi points, and I think personally, the EtherFi point version of it, the EtherFi. Sorry, my dog's barking as someone's delivering something. The EtherFi point version part of it will probably pay in terms of airdrop for you making this trade. It'll probably get you your 1 ETH back, I think, as a minimum. You got 127 days to accumulate EtherFi points, and then I believe at this point they'll probably launch their token, and then you're in the newest, hottest LSD. Right, so like I said, if you want a synthetic ether position, you go line and ETH. The real high beta synthetic ETH position is actually having a bunch of EtherFi coins when they come out. So to me, it just seems like it allows me to be a bit more fluid. I can just hold in ETH. I don't have to take the risk with any of these LFDs. I get my Eigenlayer points. You can look in the EtherFi dashboard. They show them. They come every hour, I think, to you. You also get your EtherFi points as well, and you get your staked ETH. The only downside, you taking a risk, is that this will basically be worth 0. Now, I have put a not insignificant amount of my portfolio that I wish to be farming Eigenlayer into this, knowing that I've just burnt a non-insignificant amount of my portfolio by buying this, but I'm taking the risk that Eigenlayer is going to be tier on steroids, as I just said. So, I mean, personally, guys, if you get in the group, I mean, you can ask Mint Source, you can ask LP, you can ask DCM, tag them. They have loads of information on it. if anyone asks me about it, I'm just going to refer them to this video, and I'm just going to refer you to tag my friends, because that is as good as I can explain it, right? I explained it to Snecker last night. I think I did a very bad job. I've probably done an even worse job at explaining it now. So I believe that's as far as I can take you into the worlds of Pendle and YTEE. Ask other people to get other people's perspective and viewpoints on it. I think that would be, if you wanted to know more, that's the route you go down. So that's that. Okay, so Arch, we have some questions, and then we're going to wrap up this stream.
Yeah, I had a question as well.
Go on.
Well, my question is, what's your take about the whole Luna ecosystem and Luna itself? Like,
It's still alive. I mean, it's kind of bullish that Dogon's in jail, so...
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like should have some kind of death pump. I don't know. I think there's a lot of people who are still giga wrecked. I'm not sure.
I think there are a lot of people who had significant amounts of.
I know people who have left crypto because of
Luna. Yes, I don't think it comes back. I think it would be a bad thing if it came back. It's kind of we want to sweep it under the carpet, right? It's the dust that we want to sweep under the carpet. We don't want to see it. That's my personal opinion. I'm just not gonna get involved. I think in terms of IBC stuff, there is more interesting things like Kuji, INJ, Injective's interesting, Tier's interesting, Passage as well is interesting. That's like crazy yield at the moment. I just think there's other better projects to be involved in my mind. Manta as well. Manta's cool.
Yeah, true.
And here's another bit of like secret alpha for everyone. Before we do Q&A, I'm gonna go sell Arca down the road again. He's gonna tag me and post and whatnot. But yeah, so the theory with Dim as well, which is mega interesting, is that it's not supported by anything. I say this, and tomorrow we'll get support. But it seems to me that it's being purposely obfuscated from our view. We're not allowed to see it. We're not allowed to see it on Dbank. We're not allowed to see it on Zappa or anything else. We're not allowed to add it to Ravi. We can get it on MetaMask, but we have to, have our own RPCs. It just looks like that there is something big going on there, and we're not allowed to know what it is. So I think Dim is very, very interesting. We should probably look at Dim. This is all stuff I'm in as well, but it's the stuff you get airdropped and then you just buy a bit more, I see, once again, look, I can't find it. I have to go into TradingView to actually get it. Which chart am I going to savage? Aptos. No one likes Aptos. I don't even know why Aptos is there, to be honest. Maybe it's like a last market thing. I mean, it also doesn't look that good, but I just, once again, let it chill out. There's volume. See, once again, we can see proof of here. Like, it's being obfuscated. We can't see what's going on with it, but somebody's running an incredible amount of volume here. So, yeah, pay attention to Dim, because Dim could be an atom. Like I said, if they start airdropping you all of their ecosystem tokens, I would just sell them for more Dim and then stake the Dim again and just churn, right? Because I think especially with these airdrops, right, is that the first 1, 2, 3 do really well, and then even into the second one you have diminishing returns, right? So it's like they need like 3 or 4 to be really good airdrops, like really good games, and then the ones that come after are kind of down the hill. So review the early ones, keep them for a little bit, and review their charts synthetically for those rotations between them and Dim, and then sell for Dim when you think that they've become or extended, or you think like you're up a lot of money, and yeah, put them back into Dim and just keep firing it back in, because that's how you make like giga bank, because it will just do what Tier did. Tier fractal. Right, LP's got questions. My voice is kind of going, so let's do this. Oh, Logi wants to look at Mog. Mog's already pumped, right? I hate to be an already pumpador, mate. But is this Mog? Yeah, 3.5 million must be
Right, this is how you know Loggy's gone all in on Mog.
on Mog. Yeah. I guess it's got more upside. I mean, yeah, okay, I'm going to already pump a door, but if
I mean, you're just looking for momentum and volume, right?
I mean, you just keep just doing this, so basically it builds some sort of ramp. That's what you. That would be like the mega bullish version. Like that's what you want to see. And every time it went to do an all-time, so like when you do the ramp like this, right? When it gets to the next one, right? Somebody FOMOs, dump it. Right, go back up. FOMOs, dump it. FOMOs, dump it, and you just keep doing that, and that's just a way of just shaking
You
people
just
out.
do that until you get a lower low, right?
Yeah, and until you just, until you just chopped everyone up, but in an upward consolidation, and then you just like giga moon it out. Okay, so do I have any timings or price projections for this cycle? Yeah, I think this is a question from LP. My personal opinion is that we're in a raging bull market right now. We're probably around the belief stage of the emotional market cycle, where everyone's starting to believe, but also it's a very aware that once again there's very few of us around, right? That there's only like 100. We still can't break 158 members in Yantra's channel, right? So there's still very few amounts. So maybe our belief is essentially not the crowd's belief. It's not retail belief, right? Maybe retail belief only comes in a little bit higher. They start to believe that it's going to be going up, or maybe it's like, let's tell everyone to buy, at all-time highs. I think potentially it could get really, really crazy post-halving. Halving's the only thing that's kind of holding everything back, because that's going to be like a sell the news, or like it will front run it into it and moon into halving. So there'll be some sort of high volatility event around halving. There just will be. It's just too easy.
I mean, that's the thing about price now, right? Price now is all this front running,
Yeah.
what everything's doing now. It's just massive front running.
Yeah, and there's no way that BlackRock aren't working on an ETF as well. So there's also front running of that. When that starts coming out, then I think as well, because people have seen the price action with the BTC ETF, with the ETH one, they will like hit it harder, because I think it's like the run it back play. It's from the same playbook, but they'll hit it harder because they have more confidence in the market. So yeah, timings wise, we're in the middle of a raging bull market right now. I think at the beginning of this year, when we were like, we'll when we have another cycle, I was just like, that was probably the start of it, of the pre-confirmation. But for me, yeah, we're in a raging bull market now. I think it could just be this year, going into the start of next year. This year's the real crazy year, where we could, things get absolutely nuts. Do you have any timings or price projections? Timings wise, I just stick with what Sear said, right? Like, so from Crypto Sear and the Zen Cave, that September's a very key date for me. It always has been. Summer's always really good. There's always like a pre-dump before summer. We've got halving, kind of syncs up quite nicely. If it's going to be really bullish, I think we just get really, really high. What are your top cycle indicators? Katy Perry coming back. I mean, Katy Perry is a good one. I would the standard one is Lambos. Last cycle, Mark Zuckerberg's sister was just very obvious, but that was on the way down, right? I think if you get something like that, you just sell everything. It's also probable that if we do get some crazy pump, and I think I'm talking crazy, I'm talking like 6-figure Bitcoin, right? If that happens, I think the market will need a while to chill off, but we won't get a kind of down 70%, bear market again. That won't happen again. We might get 30 to 50% max.
Yeah, the volatility is going to contract, right?
Yeah, massively, and the upside will be limited, but it will take a long time. So if you kind of look at, this is why we've always had gold up, actually. here just to, yeah, something like this, right? So this is the gold ETF. We've looked at this before, right? And we just have like a mega pump. We'd have something like this, right? Which is a, oh dear.
Which is the bear market, basically.
Yeah, I mean, top to bottom,
So, yeah.
45%. So yeah, we this would basically be the bear market, and obviously during this 50% down, alts down 95 to 100%, to 99%. Excuse me. So yeah, that's that. I would say, yeah, this. That's why I said naming the rotations is just important. Like even in this here, when you get some sort of complex pullback like this, oh dear, you get something like that. I mean, that's that's down top to bottom. That's a 33% move to kill everyone 3x leverage. When you get something like that, alt's down 60-70%. So that's why I said the rotations are the only thing that I really care about right now, because I want to be nimble. I want to be in stuff that's big enough for me to get in and out of, and I think it's all relative to your size. I would be, if I was you guys, and I was looking for positions in the 4 and low 5-figure range, I'd be looking at like the 10, 30, 60 sub 100 million market cap coins. I'll be going for them. Top cycle indicators, yeah. Lambos, sugar. Oh yeah, sugar. So the big one is sugar. I actually saw him at the weekend, and I went to watch a local rugby match, and he was playing. So I had a little word with him, but I had my baby with me, so I was doing daddy stuff, but I couldn't go out drinking. They all went out drinking and wearing sugar honeyed iced t-shirts. So I'll just say shit shirts. They're wearing shit shirts. 16 on the swear jar, and he didn't say anything about it. He didn't say anything, but he was clearly disappointed that I wasn't going drinking with him. So yeah, if Sugar comes back in the group and starts saying stuff, then yeah, because he made a fair bit from Frentech. He was quite happy with it. So other top cycle indicators. When this stream gets crazy, right? And
yeah, for sure. When we start getting like a few hundred people, maybe more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We get
everyone's asking questions about parallel. Everyone's talking about
yeah, exactly. And I think as well, like the parallel cards are massively undervalued to me. I saw somebody who spent, I think it was like $150 for the when base launched. They did like a parallel starter pack, and they said that the prime that they'd earned from that pack over since that time was now worth $500. And I think when you look at that, you think that the cards are underpriced by a huge magnitude, like massively compared to what they're yielding.
Also, like to everyone as well, like we're already at the end of February, and if September is an important month, then this stuff is going to happen fast this year. So this is not a time to be sleeping. These moves are going to happen quick if we're going to go all-time high, etc.
Yeah,
like you're not going to have months to accumulate anymore.
No, we just have to find really good places to get in, and yeah, like I said, just the leverage as well. There's so many cool things. Just pick your new sectors. I've already tried to outline what I think are the really good ones, and I've got 5 sectors. I think a lot of, like I said, a lot of the my port is focused in. I'd say like half in Eigenlayer and Blast farming. Obviously, that a lot of that is leveraged with the YTE ETH, and the other half is the gaming and AI stuff. And within that, I've got like deep in stuff, and it's probably not accurate what I'm saying, but in terms of the numbers, but I think that it's about right. And you got the deep in stuff, you've got RWAs and DeSci as well. All these new narratives, and just having like a little finger in each pie, and then like I said with the airdrops, try and get in all the good projects coming up, because they're the ones that the VCs are going to need to pump into high heavens so they can unload their future vesting bags. And yeah, once they're all gone, right, what else is there to invest in? That's what I think. That's why I said we need to look at those rotations. We need to make sure we're ahead in those rotations, and that's why we don't want to be in. I was saying to Arch as well, I hate tax coins. Like, it's just you know, when you got 4-4, like, I know this from Friendtech, right? We're paying 20% on round trips, but these tax coins are bad, right? I do not like them at all because they're essentially, to me, if you've got to pay 4 and 4 to round trip into a coin, to me it's like, okay, if I'm going to buy this, it's going to 0 or it's got to go a lot higher for me to sell. There's no trading it. I think if you trade it, you're an idiot, right? You're trading
It's a moonbag trade.
yeah,
Right?
exactly. Like if you're trading a tax coin, you literally just need to do it because if you're like, okay, well my stop's 20% away, you're taking a 30% down on that trade. What is the point, right? You might as well just leave it and say I had a bad entry, and just leave it until hopefully, you know, especially in this market, it goes higher. And I just think I just rather just not get involved in that. And there are some exceptions to the rule, but for me, with those bags, it's literally just a moon bag. If there's a tax coin and I'm in it, I'm buying it. I'm just gonna hold it for until I think I've made enough money that I can sell and eat that tax again. Because it sucks, right? Like they're taking quite a lot of you. Brownie says he understands YTE now, so I've done a fair job of explaining it. I think if that's all, I think we've done everything.
We've done quite a lot, yeah.
We've done quite a lot. Cheers to that, Arch. Hopefully, next week we'll be able to stream and we can talk about Camel Drift in a bit more detail. There's a lot of stuff on the website, guys. Like, go and read it. I'm not going to go through it with you today, but there's stuff on the website that people should be paying attention to because there's a lot going on behind the scenes at Yantra. I mean, we've been busy, right? LP's been a busy little boy, and I'm back at my desk full time now, so things will start moving sooner rather than later. And I think they'll
I'm design consulting on the website as well, so
Exactly.
you guys know it's going to be great.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, things will be moving along, and they will crescendo around the blast coin TGE in May. So yes, busy. Right, if that's all, guys, cheers for watching. We'll catch you next week. Thanks for joining, Arch. Yeah, like I said, guys, we've got another stream tonight. We are streaming Hell Divers. It's going to be just a bunch of us, me, Midsource, Maggers, and LP. Mainly us shouting at Maggers for shooting us in the face, but it's going to be a good, funny one. And yeah, we'll probably get some information out of it. We'll be able to see that LP isn't the same person as me, and he's actually a different person, but we might be able to get some juicy information out of Midsource as well. So yeah, anyway. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers, Arch, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you guys.